Let's now go to RSBN's Christina Loren, who interviewed Marjorie Taylor Greene. So MTG, sitting down with Christina Loren, here is that interview.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, you are a hero to many members of our audience.
Oh, thank you.
Part of the reason why is your loyalty, and loyalty is so hard to come by this day and age. You have proven over time to President Donald J. Trump that you are for his agenda. What are some of the ways that you will implement getting his agenda through Congress with a razor-thin margin?
Oh, that's a great question. So right now, Republicans in the House, we're preparing the reconciliation package, which is the budget that we'll be passing sometime, hopefully March or April. And this has to be President Trump's agenda. And in our conversations, not all Republicans are on board. I know that's probably surprising to hear. Some conservatives even in Congress have been pushing back on no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime, which is shocking because, you know, I myself traveled the country with President Trump for the past 5 years. I say 5 years because I include the 2020 election in that as well. And President Trump's agenda that he explained in explicit detail to the American people, especially at his rallies, included no tax on tips and no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtimes. And the American people voted for that agenda. They voted for President Trump. They did not vote for any single Republican's agenda themselves. And I've been telling my colleagues that in person in our meetings. I've been calling them out in our meetings. And I just told them yesterday, if you feel so strongly that you're against no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, you need to go back to your district and tell your people. So yeah, we're going to be pushing as hard as possible, holding my colleagues, holding Congress accountable to deliver the mandate that the American people voted for.
You know, you've had a bit of a tumultuous relationship with the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, in the past, but you were actually making calls on his behalf to get President Trump's wishes respected by other members of Congress. What's the one piece of advice you would give the Speaker to help unite the party in times like this?
And yes, I was, because of actions that he took in the past. They did not line up with our agenda. However, President Trump asked me to support him, and I am loyal to the president. And I said, absolutely, I'll do that. So going forward, I think that Mike Johnson, as Speaker of the House, needs to be bold and courageous. He's a man of God, a man of faith. And if he relies on his faith, he can do that. And he just can't tolerate our very slim majority failing. We have to get it done.
Speaking of which, you have that common ground with Speaker Johnson. I know that your faith, it grounds you. It helps you make every decision. And it's one of my favorite parts about you because you haven't lost that love for Jesus since you've been in Congress. Talk a little bit about what he means to you, what Jesus Christ means to you, and how you bring him to work with you every day.
It means everything. I have a biblical worldview. My faith in God and his son, Jesus Christ, as my savior is really what guides me. It's what happens after this life is honestly more important. And I always keep that in perspective. Yesterday on the Oversight Committee, we had the former Social Security Administration administrator come before our committee, and he is running to be chair of the DNC. And so I asked him, I said, you're a Catholic. Do you serve God or do you serve the Democrat Party? And he said he serves God. And I asked him, I said, well, where do you stand on abortion? Because you can't serve both. It's either one or the other when it comes to abortion, which is the murder of the most innocent unborn lives. And he chose the Democrat Party. And these are the things that are important for us to do, is to call people into account and make sure that we fight back against the most evil things that happen. I believe abortion is the most evil thing that happens in America, as well as the transgender agenda on our children. So those are the things that I think we have to fight and never back down from. But we have a lot ahead of us, and I'm excited to get started.
You've come a long way since you've been here, and your reputation has evolved. And I think that most Republicans, most viewers out there, I know our viewers love you, but but general viewers on Fox and even MSNBC, you have earned the trust and the respect of the American people. Do you feel that way going into this new Congress, like things have changed a little bit?
I do, and I have felt that gradually over the past 4 years. I always had the support of the people, but I've finally earned respect from those here in Washington. And I think that came because of, well, the good viewers at RSBN, good people at home, people in my district, that I never lost their support. As a matter of fact, I gained it more and more because I stayed true to what I campaigned on and what I promised and what I spoke about. And I'm very grateful for that. That's what matters most. So I'm looking forward to the next 4 years, and I can't wait to get started after we inaugurate President Trump on Monday.